Good morning. My name is Haley Howard and I am here today with Abstract Advertising. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate the ability to come and talk with you about your organization, Generation Go. I want to first just say that Abstract Advertising strives to connect consumers through highlighting commonalities. And our mission here today, while we're talking about this presentation, is to provide excellent customer service to you, creative advertising campaign, and build an intentional and symbiotic relationship with you, the client. And so I hope that today, while you're here listening to this presentation, you see that we truly care about who you are, and we want to serve you and your organization to the best of our ability, and hopefully come up with an outcome and a project that gets your goal accomplished, as well as highlights the creative efforts and talents of our team. So, we know that Generation Go is an organization based in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Generation Go strives to serve those who are at or below poverty level, aged 15 to 24. And the goal is to connect them to resources for higher education and help try to end the cycles of generational poverty. So the largest obstacle that Abstract Advertising has identified with this so far is that reaching this population, they may or may not have consistent access to the typical vehicles of advertising that we think of when we think of marketing, such as internet, television, social media, things like that. So a huge statistic in this is that only 67.6% of households in Fort Smith, Arkansas actually even have a broadband internet connection. And that's fairly low when you think about how often that we use technology. And that came from the U.S. Census Bureau in 2018. So as stated previously, Generation Go is based out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Fort Smith has a poverty rate of 25.8%, which is over twice the national average. And you can see over here on the graph, the national average is around 11.8% for poverty. And so Fort Smith is a really low income area. We also lack highly in education. In Fort Smith, only 20.1% of the residents hold a bachelor's degree or higher. And in Arkansas as a whole, only 22% of the state holds a bachelor's degree or higher. So those percentages are extremely low. At the national level, we know that children who come from homes that are at or below the national poverty line typically complete two less years of schooling than those who come from homes in which maybe they didn't struggle with money or food insecurity or other issues and things like that. And those statistics again are over here. So Fort Smith falls right here, and then Arkansas is at 22%. So it's pretty high, or pretty low, I'm sorry. Our target population for this campaign is teens in the River Valley and early 20s. So males and females aged 15 to 24 living in the Arkansas River Valley region. This population is low income. They are either at or below the poverty level. They have limited access to health care. They often experience food insecurity and are extremely likely to be a first-generation college student. So in the previous slide, we discussed that in Arkansas, only 22% of people 25 or over have a bachelor's degree. In Fort Smith, only 20.8% have a bachelor's degree. And so these students are extremely likely to be the first person in their family to ever attempt to go to college. They often are working a full-time job, hoping to help support their families, bring home money, buy food. They may have siblings. And then as far as demographics go, Fort Smith specifically is predominantly white at 70.4%. And the next highest population here in Fort Smith is the Hispanic or Latino families, which makes up 18.8% of the population. So when you're looking at a Hispanic or Latino family, some things that come out of that and challenges are obviously language barriers. Even if the student speaks English, the parent may or may not, which can cause issues in education for that student. The other thing is that culturally Hispanic and Latino families place education very high, but oftentimes they are at a disadvantage because they are so low in the socioeconomic status that it's hard for them to obtain the resources they need to actually go to college. So we know that we have a lot of obstacles when we're talking about this target population, who we're going to reach, and try to get them connected to Generation Go so that we can hopefully impact that poverty cycle and break that by creating an educational opportunity for these students. So due to a lack of resources, like we said earlier, internet, television, social media, which ties back into internet, sometimes they don't have access to a phone. The best approach that we have determined for distributing information to this population is either in person, face-to-face, giving them physical documents, having them be referred either by a high school counselor, maybe it's a rehabilitation counselor, someone in DHS, a friend, things like that, and by radio ads and billboards. So a sample billboard will be featured on the next slide, and we will discuss this. One of the reasons that we chose to include the in-person approach when talking about marketing to this population is because when you're talking about people aged 15 to 24, you're looking at a population who are the youngest millennials and Gen Z, okay? And we know that Gen Z and the younger millennials really value a personal connection. They want to feel special. And so we want to make them feel special and bring them into your organization through our marketing campaign. And there's two ways that we plan to do that. So over here, we discussed kind of our goal or our mission for this campaign and what we're really picturing. There's two angles that we'd like to take. The very first is the campaign entitled Picture This. And we would like to feature stories and quotes from successful community members that these students may know who were first-generation college students. During this process, we've actually spoken to about 22 different first-generation college students aged 19 to 76 and discussed what obstacles they faced, what they would tell a first-generation college student, what resources would be helpful to them, and how they wish that they had been talked to during this time of their life. And so that's kind of where we gained this idea for this part of the marketing campaign. We would really like to, in this second part of this, after we have taken the story or the quote from the person in the community, then challenge the audience to take action. So this part of the campaign is going to be a call to action. The second thing we would like to do is implement marketing material with a blacked out silhouette that has a graduation cap on, and follow it up with the message Picture This. And so the goal here is to try to get the student to picture themselves in that graduation cap, looking forward, and really trying to understand that they have the capacity and the ability to obtain these goals, no matter how high they may seem, and that we're here to help them get there. And so that's really what we're looking for. These publications are also going to feature resources available to the client through Generation Go. So we know from looking through your organization's website and the materials that you provided, that you provide help with ACT preparation, you provide financial assistance for the ACT, we provide financial aid assistance, doing the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. You provide assistance with the college application process and major selection and all kinds of different things. And so we really want to highlight those things to the student, because often we feel as though after looking over some of the things that you gave us, maybe people just don't know what all you have to offer. And that's something that we really want to highlight in this campaign. So this is a sample billboard that our creative team created. Like I said, it features the Picture This tagline, the blacked out silhouette with the graduation cap. You have the opportunity to change the trajectory of your own life. We are here to help you. And so we want to really reach out to them and show them that you have the power to do this. and this is how we are here. This is a logo. You guys asked us to kind of come up with a logo for your organization because you hadn't settled on one yet. So this is the logo that we created and came up with to use on the billboard. And the tagline on it is empowering first generation college students to reach their goals 4 years and beyond. Okay? And at the very bottom, call 1-800-1GEN-GO4 or 1-800-143-6464 to get started today. And so that's really kind of giving them kind of the contact information to make that connection with you. But we feel that these billboards can be effective because it gets your name out. And we hope that through word of mouth, some of these students are going to hear about you, but they're also going to see this whether they're riding the school bus, they're on their way to work, maybe they're with mom and dad. And this is something that if they can see it in multiple places, so they see it on the billboard, they see it in their high school, maybe they see it in their counselor's office, or if they are in some kind of counseling, they see it there. If they've seen this resource in multiple places, they're more likely to take action on it. And if they have more than one person they respect recommend it to them, they're even more likely to take action. And so we really just want to kind of get the word out and show people who you are and what you're about. The second thing that I'm going to play for you is next, and it's a sample radio ad that we kind of put together. So I'd like you to listen to that and give it some thought. It is about a minute long.
I had no idea the mental and emotional toll it takes on people. I didn't know how to study because I didn't have to in high school. I didn't know about other jobs and professions that I could explore. There's so much I wish that I would have had a little bit of a heads up on. Jasmine Smith is a native of Mansfield, Arkansas. She graduated in 2014 with her Bachelor of Science in Organizational Leadership and in 2016 with her Master's in College Student Personnel. Jasmine is the first person in her family to go to college. She is Generation Go. What are you waiting for? Call us today at 1-800-143-6464 or 1-800-1GEN-GO4 to find out how this can be you.
So that is our radio ad that we put together. Mansfield, Arkansas, as you know, is a regional town. It's about 30 minutes from Fort Smith. And so Jasmine works at the university in Fort Smith, University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, as an alumni coordinator now. But she previously was in student activities and she graduated from here, and so her name is very well known, which is why we wanted to feature her. There are others that we know, Tony Jones, Allie Wilson, Maddie Gillum. There are multiple people who are in this community that can draw people here. As far as people who are first generation, Justin Martin is a great one, Megan Bowling, Shana Turney, Danielle Jolie. And so we would use some of those people and bring them in, get a quote from them, and either feature it on the radio ad or in the billboard or the written material, or really we could even help you implement that into some of those mentoring sessions that you guys do with your organization, to help those students make those personal connections that they're looking for and really put them on a path to success as far as higher education is concerned. So we believe that the Picture This campaign is the most effective creative approach because it does encourage our target audience, so those students who are 15 to 24, to think about their potential and the options they have after leaving high school. Obviously, you understand that college isn't for everybody. Not everyone wants to go to college, and that's okay. Some of them are going to go to work, but they still have to understand what happens if they go to work. And you provide budgeting classes and things like that. Generation Go is a fantastic outlet for those students to receive some of this information and assistance, and so we really want to find a way to connect to them. And then, as we've talked about a lot today, these students are Generation Z. They are millennials, and they really prefer that personalized approach where you can walk up and say, "Hey Jake, How you doing today? I know that you started your FAFSA yesterday. Did you have any trouble? What can we help you with? And so we really want to give them that kind of a feel in this marketing campaign as well. We also believe that by using the Picture This campaign, it allows them to engage with the campaign and personalize it. So, for instance, the picture with the black silhouette and then the graduation cap. They can screenshot that and edit it and then share it with the hashtag GO. And that gives you even more traction as far as marketing is concerned if they are on social media. If they're not on social media, they may have a flyer. There are things that we can do with that as well. One thing that we would like to do in your building itself is put up a mirror and paint the graduation cap on the mirror. And as they come in, let them walk in, and it will be the first thing they see, and it can say, "Picture This" at the bottom. That's going to give them even more of a visual and a connection of what that graduation cap is going to look like on them, and hopefully drag them towards that path. Whether it is a trade school, technical education, a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, or even cosmetology school or something like that. We really just want to give them the vision to keep moving forward so that they can help break those cycles in their families and provide a better life for themselves and their families going forward. So, I really just want to thank you for your time here today. I appreciate you allowing me to share my ideas with you, and I am thankful for the opportunity to be here and just really talk about abstract advertising and what our goals are. We look forward to working with you on the campaign for Generation Go, and hopefully you can picture this and see me by your side as we go through these next couple months, creating content and becoming a guide and a partner for you in this season of your organization. So, thank you again for your time, and have a great day.